Well, here we are. There's no way at any point that any of us were thinking that this Disney Channel clown would be making hundreds of millions of dollars and fighting some of the best guys in the sport. But in all seriousness, we got to give Jake Paul his flowers. Who would have thought that all of us sitting down 5 years ago, watching this embarrassment that was the creation of YouTube boxing with KSI, his brother, and these Paul brothers would have went so far? As someone who's well versed in the realm of martial arts, or at least extremely proficient in two of those categories, I'm able to recognize when someone has the ability to do something great and when they got that dog in them. And there's no doubt that these Paul brothers have been ready to take a step into something like this for a very long time. To elaborate a little bit on prior knowledge, with myself being involved in the wrestling game heavily, I know that Logan Paul spent a little bit of time at the University of Ohio. And with those guys on the practice team, it doesn't matter what level you're at, JUCO, D3, D2, or D1, or an All American national champion. It takes a lot to be in that college room. And I know that myself personally. A couple years ago, there was a couple clips going viral of Logan Paul actually ragdolling a black belt in BJJ, a former middleweight champion of the UFC, Paulo Costa. I remember seeing that video and understanding actually for the first time that these guys are the real deal. Regardless of whatever these guys choose to portray themselves as, they have the ability to do something and their tools are sharp. As far as it's ever been publicly recorded, Jake's never wrestled in college or ever had that sort of experience. I'm sure as the years went by and he got older, with more clout, this dude probably did step into a room once or twice, but never having that
Today, Junior!
level of pedigree that Logan had. It definitely takes more as an athlete to get to the point where he's at currently. I remember as a little kid seeing videos of Jake and Logan walk the hallways of their old high school on the way to the state tournament. So I know that back as a high schooler, Jake was definitely capable. But if any of you guys have competed in sports outside of high school, you know that's it's like a realm everyone can achieve. It's something everyone can achieve. But you step out into the big boy world where nothing's truly a game anymore, and it changes the way you think and you approach things. Now, to dig into the real contents of this recap, let's talk about it. 29-year-old Chase Demore fighting our moral goat Andrew Tate. Now, as someone that's not oblivious to the reality of the fight game, it was clear that a 40-year-old stepping into the cage with a 30-year-old wasn't going to go well. But with Andrew being a former kickboxing world champion, I expected more out of the guy. I definitely didn't expect him to go in there and get pieced up with a side and a soda. But it really was Andrew Tate's fight to win. So mad props to Chase, all jokes aside. Homie went out there with decent composure and didn't feed Andrew too much of anything. He didn't lead to any setups, no extensive movement forward or backwards, and he really stayed in that pocket and swung on his ass the whole fight. And it paid off. Considering that Andrew's got to wear glasses for the next week, now that definitely leads to a similar conversation that can be had about the Jake Paul fight. As a martial artist myself, I got morals. There's no way I'm going in there and letting myself get clipped just for a bag. Or at least that's the way it was before the started running everything, you know what I mean? However, I do believe and acknowledge that there is a differentiation between the damage and the way you look after the fight and in regards to the way you were feeling and your mental was before the fight. And it definitely shows for Jake Paul. The dude was partying, bro was living his life to the max and was definitely not ready to go in there, and it proves, right? He can't eat no solid food, no going to the bar and eating on some drunk nachos for you, Jake. Now Chase Demore is from what I heard, this man's mentality was in a bad state before the fight. I heard that he was having some nasty thoughts, and that shows a mentality and a will of a man that wants to change, wants to become and do something better for himself. And I think that really showed the outcome of the fight there. Chase went in there, man, swung, and honestly looked at the end of the night, he didn't fight at all.
He got away with it, but he ain't get away with it.
Now, regardless of the outcome, whether it was Chase that was going to win or Andrew that was going to win, I think we all, before this fight even happened, knew that there was going to be a summarization that was going to be able to be had. I think that for Chase, it really just shows, regardless of who you're up against, man, because that's top G. Homie had to fight top G. Regardless of who you're up against, go in there and swing on him, man. Batters box him up, man. Don't ever let no one think they can go in there and take a piece of you, man. Even if you're going in there to lose, and this is the way I was when I wrestled basically every match. I wanted to say just in a certain part of my career, but in every match, if I was going to lose, I was going to make sure this dude was going to go home hurting. There's no way this dude was going to win, beat me in a match, and go to sleep that night comfortably. Now, for Andrew Tate, he stood tall and stood true to his morals. I can't believe that even though he lost, the man had a powerful message to say. He went ahead and left us with the message of it's better to go in there and swing than have not been in there and swing at all. And to that, I say congratulations and good fight, man. Now it's time to talk about the main event. To kind of stem off of the basis of the intro, I still can't believe that this is where we're at in the fight game and really just content in general. There's no doubt that boxing and martial arts is in its content era right now, and these guys are starting to thrive off of it. Honestly, I'm glad I can sit down right here, right now, and talk as a fight fan and actually have something to discuss with the ability for it to reach a mass audience that can connect and understand what's going on for real. For so many years, the fight game felt pretty secluded. It seemed like a niche thing, but now everyone and their mother is a fan of the fight game and knows about guys like Max Holloway mutilating their facial structure for that bag.
Oh, great heavens!
And finally, I'm glad to say that now it's this boy's turn. Jake Paul went out there for 6 out of 8 rounds and stayed alive against the gold medalist and heavyweight champion of the world. Now, I said it before, but with where the sport was before, there was no way you could have paid me to go out there and take that kind of damage. But with today's day and age, hell yeah. Dude went out there and got his jaw broke in 2 different places and got paid $100 million. Man, bro could have folded my entire dome for that price. No diddy. And that's coming from someone who took some serious damage. I was leaking Hawaiian Punch from some pretty dope places at the age of 15 years old. But besides that small humility that he's got to pay to his girl and the price he's got to wearing the dome piece for the next week and drinking from a straw, I would say it was worth it. He went in there and didn't die.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my!
As much as I would have liked him to go out there and perform a little bit better, it was obvious that he was fighting an uphill battle from the start. As soon as I saw these two step in the cage, I felt genuinely fear for this man. Anthony Joshua stepped into that ring looking like a Greek god. And that's no exaggeration. No glaze. I'm telling y'all right now, his coaches gave him everything in their tool bag to try to win that fight, but just with the physical stature and those elements alone, it was too much for Jake. Even if he tried to stay sticking and moving the whole fight, at some point, like he did in the 6th round, AJ would have caught him in the corner and set up with a stiff jab to a power shot right to the dome piece. But overall, I think there was an obligation and a duty to entertain with a guy like Jake Paul being in this match in the first place, and I'd say he delivered. Homie got his jaw snapped and was going Tasmanian devil mode. So regardless of the outcome, I support it. But as fight fans, I don't think we should allow this stuff to happen too much, as if we do, it might tarnish the legacy. But all in all, I'm interested to hear what you guys have to think about this fight. If you guys made it to this point in the video, be sure to drop a comment in the section below and let me know what your guys' favorite moment was from these fights this weekend. I'm definitely pumped that I could upload a video of this kind of subject, and I'm definitely going to try to do something like this in the future if it's possible. I'm sure this isn't the last kind of Hollywood matchup that we'll get. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to show some support. It is totally free by dropping a comment, leaving a like, and subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you guys all for tapping in. This has been Flair HD, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh!